Our first guest today, we've got Napol
Yes.
Com, Vice Chairperson and Executive Officer Commissioner Rafael Calinisan. Welcome to StoryCon. There he
Yeah,
is.
he's there.
Hi,
Yeah.
Commissioner. Good afternoon.
Hello,
Thanks for joining
sir.
StoryCon.
Yes, magandang hapon po, Ma'am Reg, Ma'am Ami, good afternoon.
Uh, I was gonna ask bakit napakahirap linisin ng PNP, but we'll save that for later. So first, let's set the context, no, because you just came into position. Kakastart nyo pa lang was it 2 months ago?
Yeah, roughly 2 months ago.
And already itong case of missing sa Bueros was dropped on your lap. This was the first big case that dropped on your lap. Tapos, yun nga, a few days ago, you met with si alias Totoy. Give me a better sense of how that was. Ano yung impressions mo sa kanya? And is he a credible witness in this case? Of course, bearing in mind na technically suspect din siya.
Yes, actually nagulat kami because more or less we were preparing for any eventuality, di ba? So heightened yung security always here in the National Police Commission. Eh, nagulat na lang kami one weekend, one Saturday, sabi niya, oh, pupunta ako sa National Police Commission sa Monday. We were taken aback. So we were anticipating his arrival last Monday. Dumating naman siya. We're thankful because with his arrival, with his filing of his complaint affidavit, gumugulong na yung proseso. I know we have been investigating for more than a week now compared to the marami na naipon na ebidensya ang DOJ, PNP, tsaka NBI. Pero dun sa 1 week naming investigasyon, syempre marami pa kaming kailangang habulin. Yung pag-file ni Totoy na kanyang complaint affidavit sets the process to start. And that is a welcome development for everyone. So, in fact, if I may be allowed to say it, just a few moments ago, our Inspection, Monitoring, and Investigation Service, or our EMIS, had this initial evaluation, and they thought it wise for this case to proceed. So, consequently, the EMIS has sent summons to 12 police officers for them to answer the complaint of alias Totoy. So as we speak, the summons are being sent to them right now.
That means the
Kalinisan yung ano.
That means the EMIS found reasonable grounds to proceed with the cases.
So upon initial evaluation, the EMIS found out that the case must proceed. So they issued summons at pinapasagot na po yung 12 police na still in the active service. To clarify as well, alias Totoy actually sued 18 names, 18 policemen in his in his complaint affidavit. However, based on our evaluation, 6 of them have been already dismissed from the service. 12 na lang po ang nasa active service. So yung 12 po na yon, yung po ngayon na pinapasagot ng EMIS ho natin sa Napolco.
Mr. Kalinisan, si General Estomo, retired na siya, di ba? Kasama pa rin ba siya?
Ayun nga po yung nakakatawa eh. So nagulat din po ako yesterday. Just for clarity, that general is not included in the affidavit of Totoy. So wala po siyang binabanggit na pangalan na gano'n dun sa affidavit niya. So binanggit lang po niya yon when he was being asked questions by the media yesterday. So even assuming that that name was on the affidavit, wala rin po kaming jurisdiction na dun sa general na yon because he has already retired from the police service months ago.
So kung sakasakali, ano lang ang magagawa nyo apart from dismissal? Kasi merong parallel investigation for criminal, no? Yung criminal aspect na ginagawa ngayon. Ano yung magagawa ng Napolcom dyan?
Yun po, ma'am. To clarify, ang habol po namin talaga is the administrative aspect of the case. Yung pong criminal aspect of the case, yung pong pinupuntirya ng DOJ, PNP, NBI. So they're doing a good job with it. We're doing our stuff here for the admin cases. However, if I may say, if they need exchange of information, which we do, we exchange information po amongst ourselves. And if there's a need for the National Police Commission to also initiate criminal cases, maaari po doon sa hindi po makakasuhan ng DOJ or pag sinabi ng DOJ, ito po ang kasuhan din natin, maaari po mag-file din ng criminal cases ang National Police Commission. Criminal case naman po ito.
Pero hindi nyo kailangan hintayin na matapos yung criminal case ng DOJ for you to dismiss a policeman, di ba?
Precisely po, ma'am. Yun po ang kailangan pong malinaw sa publiko na yung po, hindi po, independent po yung dalawa, yung criminal cases at yung admin cases, hiwalay po yan. So habang naghalongkay po ng mga buto sa taalik, hindi po namin kailangan antayin yon. Kasi ang pinag-uusapan po sa admin case, ito po yung fitness of a policeman. Ito bang pulis na to, dapat pa bang nagsusuot ng uniforme, dapat pa bang may tsapa yan, dapat pa bang may baril yan. So kung ang determinasyon ho natin ay hindi na ho dapat yan nagsusuot ng uniforme at dapat nasampahan ng kaso at in turn dapat na pong tanggalin, hindi po magdadalawang isip ang National Police Commission.
How many days do they have to respond to the summons, Commissioner?
They are given 5 days upon receipt of the summons. So meron po silang 5 araw mula po ngayon, assuming that they receive the summons today. I'm expecting that they receive the summons today dahil from what I know, sila po ay magkakasama po ngayon dyan sa Philippine National Police in some office there.
Okay. So mabilis lang i-serve, kumbaga.
Dapat po,
Alam
in
niyo,
theory. So happy rin nga po ako sa aksyon ng Philippine National Police na sila po ay nilagay sa isang opisina, be it restricted custody or some assigned in one office. So madali na pong servan ng summons itong mga respondents po natin na police. It is very nice because they are given the chance to respond. Kasi po, kung iisipin mo, kaliwat kanan po yung baterya ng kung sino-sino, daban dun sa mga pulis na ito po ay pagkakataon sa kanila na malinis ang kanilang mga pangalan kung hindi po sila involved.
Right,
At
but
kung sila naman ang involved, magtutuloy-tuloy pa rin po yung kasong ito hanggang umabot po ito sa Commission and Bank kung saan kami po ay magdedesisyon.
right, but predictably we would expect
Commissioner,
na.
pwede rin ba kayo mag-recommend ng whole departure order?
Sorry, wait. Pasok ko muna si Ronald, our political pundit.
Sorry.
Ronald Llamas. That's
Kanina pa ako nakapasok. Commissioner, pwede rin ba kayo mag-file ng whole departure order dyan sa mga concerned?
That has not been done yet. I think from what I know, it should be
DOJ.
the courts that should order the whole departure orders, kung tama po ang aking intindi.
Yeah.
Utos po yun ng judiciary, not the executive department.
But, we can expect that all 12 of these, tama, it's 12, kasi 6 yung na-dismiss na, so 12 yung pinapasagot natin at this point. So we can expect that all of them will deny it, right? I mean, these are serious charges. So what happens in that case?
Assuming po na the answer,
do they get suspended?
i-evaluate po yun ng ating IMIS, the Inspection Monitoring Investigation Service, and if they feel that the case should still proceed, doon na po magkakaroon ng formal charge. Yun na po yung tunay na kaso na, magkakakaso na po sila, kung sakasakali po. Pwede naman pong hindi recommend ng IMIS yun at hindi po tumuloy, depende po sa ating IMIS po yun.
But in the meantime, do the policemen get suspended or sanctioned in any way, or they can still continue doing their jobs habang may inimbestigahan sila?
Hindi po, depende po yan. If after po ng formal charge, kung sakasakali nga pong magkaroon ng formal charge, maari pong magpataw po ng preventive suspension po ang National Police Commission upon the motion or request of the complainant. So,
Mr. Kalinisan, apart from discipline, nag-ano din kayo, di ba, policy din for reforms in the police. Saka matagal na rin kayo sa police. Ano yung nakikita nyo, ulitin ko na yung tanong kanina ni Reg. Bakit daw hindi mawala-wala yung ganyang mga problema sa police? Matatanggal ba yan sa tingin nyo? You're familiar with the ways of the National Police simula pa nung matagal na
Una ko, clarify ko lang sa yung tagal. Ako po head po ng NAPOLCOM na dadalawang buwan pa lang. Ako po
sa NAPOLCOM,
commissioner po ako ng 5 buwan pa lang. Meron po tayong fixed term na 6 years. Bago po ito, ako po ang hepe ng People's Law Enforcement Board na mahigit 4 na taon. Pero yung po sa tanong po ninyo, I still believe that our policemen are professional. I still think that our policemen are okay. So, yung po mga nakita natin ngayon, I will not say these are isolated incidents. Marami hong mga kaso na nangyayari. But yung pong siguro, kailangan natin hanapin yung root cause eh. Maybe there's a cultural problem to it. Maybe there's a recruitment problem to it. So, in fact, we've been discussing it openly in the commission. At tayo po ay nag-utos din na yung po ating mga kasamang commissioners na happy po ako sa set of commissioners po natin ngayon sa NAPOLCOM, napag-utusan ho natin na silipin nyo nga yung recruitment process ng PNP mula sa PNPA hanggang sa mga patrolmen. Kasi baka merong mga shortcuts na nangyayari o mga prosesong medyo dapat i-improve. Kasama na po doon ang curriculum, kasama na po doon ang crediting professors, kasama na po doon yung neuropsychological exams, complete background checks. So that is now under review. And we are looking very closely into everything. Kasi hindi po pwedeng band-aid solutions lang eh. Na kapag may nangyari, doon lang po tayo magre-react, doon lang po tayo magkakaso, doon lang tayo magtatanggal. We need to find the root cause of the problem. At we have 6 years. Personally, I have 6 years to do it. And sana ho, masolve natin po.
Well, Commissioner, you're forgetting...
Meron kayong miyembro na nakasama dun sa 5 listahan ng ICC na kasama dun sa Crimes Against Humanity. At saka nakasama rin siya dun sa Quadcom report. Anong status nun? Yung member mismo ng NAPOLCOM? Meron ba siyang sanction? Meron ba siyang criminal case? Ano ba nangyari sa kanya? Wala na kasi kami bilita.
Nag-resign po siya. May dalawa pong nawala sa commission. Recently, General Llamas, yung pong una, yung pong isang law enforcement commissioner, hindi ko na mapapangalanan, na-involve po siya doon sa PCSO/ambush of a former military person. Yun naman, he has resigned from the NAPOLCOM. Yun naman pong isa was embroiled in some controversies. Allegedly, he resigned from the NAPOLCOM, and that was and I replaced that person. So yung po yung ano.
Sir,
walang kaso na nakasampa sa kanila, Commissioner. Resigned lang sila.
I am not so sure actually. Ang nakakatawa nga ako, may kaso pong nakasampa sa akin ng isa. So, ako pa nasampahan ng kaso ng isa. So, yun na lang ko nakakatawang pangyayari ho dito. Yan talaga buhay.
Sir,
Ayan,
hindi pa po General si Sec Llamas. He's a secretary.
Alam ko po, very aware po ako. Sikat po si Secretary Ronald Llamas po.
Baka na-elevate. Hindi ko alam, nag-promote ka na pala to General Ronald. But,
wala ko pwede magkamali ho dyan.
Binibiro na tayo ni Commissioner.
Institution po si Secretary Llamas po.
But coming back to yung problema sa police PNP, no, Commissioner, more than cultural fit, it's the economic aspect, right? Problema pa rin ba yung wages? I mean, of course, the money, I was just talking about it earlier. These scandals, these issues, there's always big money involved. And people get tempted, and that's a big part of why siguro it's so hard for you to cleanse the agencies, because when big money like that comes along, not everyone will be able to say no. So what kind of reforms are you looking to instigate around those to fix that?
That is a generalization. I cannot agree to it, but of course to some extent that is true, diba? Kahit naman po siguro anong profesyon, kung may ganyang kalaking pera at bilyon ang industriya, mapapaisip ka rin talaga. So I don't think it is isolated to the police only. Doon naman po sa katanungan nyo na ano pang dapat gawin, ang isa kong dapat pong gawin talaga is to strengthen the check and balance mechanisms of the PNP. Number 1 na po ang National Police Commission. So under Article 16, Section 6 of the 1987 Constitution, ang pulis po ng pulis the one that has administration and control over the Philippine National Police is the National Police Commission. So dapat po siguro patatagin pa ang NAPOLCOM, lalo na po sa mga panahon na ito. We should strengthen institutions po in government.
Mr. Kalinisan, merong mga meron kayong values formation, saka meron kayong regular na mga psychiatric exam, di ba? Tumatalab ba yun sa tingin nyo?
Isa rin po yun sa sinisilip natin, ma'am. Actually, in one case, yung pong vlogger that was put into light. Ayon po sa regulasyon, dapat po taon-taon meron pong neuropsychological exam.
Yes.
Pero parang hindi ho gaanong nangyayari yun eh. Mukhang nangyayari lang po yun before promotions. So we are closely looking into it. Like I mentioned, we are doing a deep dive. Hindi ho maaari na sa panahon ho natin tuloy-tuloy po ang mga ganyang kaganapan. Hanapin ho natin ang mga systemic problems po in the Philippine National Police. It all starts with awareness. It all starts with acceptance. Kung hindi po natin alam kung ano pong problema, we cannot solve it. We need to know where we are now, where we want to go, so we can plot how we can all get there.
Commissioner, nabanggit nyo yung systemic problems ng Philippine National Police. Last year, yung isa sa poster boys ni President Duterte, si Colonel Espinido, may binanggit na very devastating comment. Sabi niya, the biggest crime organization is the Philippine National Police. Are you taking this statement seriously? Kahit medyo tingnan natin na exaggeration. Medyo matindi yung statement na yun, ha?
Yung pong totoo, honest po coming from my heart, hindi po totoo yung statement na yun na ang pinakamalaking sindikato ang PNP. Like I mentioned, I believe the PNP is a professional organization. However, sabi ko nga it all starts with acceptance and awareness. May pinanggagalingan po, may pinanghuhugutan tong policeman na ito. So kung ano man yung pinanghugutan niya, may basis ho yun. Ang tanong ho ano ba, saan siya nanggagaling? May mga pulis kasi na nai-involve sa samot-saring mga kontrobersya. In fact, nung isang araw, ang pangalan ng pulis, hindi ko makakalimutan Madlang Awa, yung nagpaputok doon sa sari-sari store. Dapat doon, wala tayong awa. Diba? So, kailangan mo silipin ano ba profile nung mga to? Is it an isolated incident? Isa-isa ba to o grupo-grupo ba to? So, yun po ang kailangan talagang aralin at himayin. Of course, we have an idea moving forward. Siguro alam naman ho ni General Llamas ng ating pong magulang. Pareho po magulang natin pulis So lumaki po ako knowing and seeing how it is. Tayo po practicing lawyer, public interest lawyer at that. Tayong abogado na ganito po mga kaso natin, serving the marginalized and the small one, the little one. So ito po abot natin. We just need to plot our ways forward. Happy po ako with the commission that we have. We're all progressive. Happy po ako with the Chief of the Philippine National Police. He's a reformist and he has 1 year, 9 months. Yung po aming working dynamics, nakakatuwa Kasi before I came in, lagi ang tingin sa NAPOLCOM, kaaway ng pulis ngayon, ang dynamics namin para kami magkapatid. And we're looking towards the moral and welfare of the policeman, pero we are also strong on accountability. So yun ang kagandahan na nag-uusap ang NAPOLCOM at ang PNP. So I salute General Torre kung nanonood siya ngayon. I'm sure he's watching. And I'm sure siguro isa sa mga bata niya nanonood. Maraming salamat General Torre for a very nice working relationship with the National Police Commission. Pero that's not a ticket also for us not to look. So happy ako na pareho kami na tumitingin ni General Torre sa mga kamalian din ng mga nasa uniforme.
By the way, Commissioner, yung father ko nasa empleyado rin ng NAPOLCOM before.
Wala po.
Until he died. No? Siya yung empleyado ng NAPOLCOM, yung father ko. Ang isang tanong ko lang, Commissioner, dati kasi naghumingi ng courtesy resignation si DILG Secretary Abalos sa lahat ng mga police officers. Pero parang wala nang naging balita tungkol doon Ano po nangyari doon? Doon sa courtesy resignation na yun na hiningi ni former Secretary ng DILG Abalos.
Minangyari po doon. In fact, 18 po sa mga senior officials, colonels and generals yung inaccept po na ni President Marcos no less yung kanilang resignations. Totoo niyan, hindi naman mababahuluwa ako pero naiyak ako noon eh. Noong panahon na yon. I was the chairman and executive officer of PLEB. Kaliwat kanan po ang problema ko nung PLEB po ako at I was fearing for my life. Naiyak po ako noon nung in-announce ng presidente. 2023 pa lang, we were having a meeting on certain problems and I was briefing him on concerns that we have in then Quezon City. He's a very active president. Di alam ng tao na nag-uusap on details sa Quezon City problems, kausap presidente ng Pilipinas. So, happy ako na he took action. He accepted the resignation of 18 generals and colonels. Ang sigurong next phase dapat dito, yung Lieutenant Colonel pababa. Baka dapat silipin din yun. Yun nga lang, yung mga nag-propose ng resignation, ng mga top-level officials, lahat sila, I think, they have cases right now for proposing that suggestion. So we really have to think about solutions and creative solutions at that. Kasi ano yun talagang medyo malalim din ng kung isipin mo ang problema eh. But kailangan talagang all heads to unite. In fact, ang NAPOLCOM, if I may, to digress a bit, ang part din ng kanyang function is to think of the crime prevention plan of the country. Every year ay nagsasama-sama ang mga different government officials, including the private sector, to think about ways on how to improve yung pong crime problem natin. And I would like to highlight that. We need the cooperation not just of those in the government sector, but more so of the private sector. So kung nagtutulong-tulong po lahat, nagsasama-sama po ang lahat, yung ating gray matter inuukol natin dito, ating resources ay efficiently handled, maganda po ang kinabukasan po ng Pilipinas.
And we'll leave it at that because we've run out of time, although marami pa kami gustong pag-usapan. But we look forward to hearing more updates from you and good luck. NAPOLCOM Vice Chairperson and Executive Officer Rafael Calinisan. Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po.